Hi, I'm Hannah Mumby. I'm a junior research fellow in zoology, and my fellowship's funded by the Draper's company. The Draper's company, it began as a guild of clothiers, but its role has evolved over time and it now really focuses on education. Funding research fellowships isn't the primary way that it does this. It's mostly concerned with school students and people maybe potentially more deprived areas and in improving access to education. But I think it's really important that they also fund GRFs because, especially in science, having this kind of golden opportunity to do a piece of research that you're leading at a very early stage in your career is really important. My research at the moment is on social and genetic relationships between male Savannah elephants and communication within those networks. I think for a long time I was really interested in how slow living, long lived, big brained organisms kind of make sense from an evolutionary perspective. So, obviously, drawing the parallels with human evolution. But increasingly, the more that I worked with elephants, the more they've kind of become interesting just in and of themselves. And there's also the fact that with elephants, there's a time pressure because elephants are endangered or threatened. So the opportunity to kind of direct the results of your work into conservation is really important. During my PhD, I worked on logging elephants in Myanmar, that used to be known as Burma, which was a really interesting, quite challenging place to work. But the real beauty of it was the work that I was doing on mortality and fertility and how they were associated with environmental conditions. People were really eager to apply that to welfare and management, so that was exciting. And now I kind of moved to work to African elephants because of the poaching crisis and because I thought male elephants, there was less studies on them, but they're more at risk when it comes to poaching. And I do all of my work through an NGO called Elephants Alive, and that enables me to have a lot of impact when it comes to environmental education. So I work on that in Africa and in Asia as well. So it's really great to be able to do that. There's a lot of things that I'd like to achieve, um, but the kind of big goal is to do nice, informed scientific work that has strong applications when it comes to conserving elephants. So I want to continue to do that by expanding my project, collaborations, getting students on board, and just kind of powering on with that as much as I can. Cambridge is a wonderful place to work. Um, I've always wanted to be here. I came here, I think, for the first time when I was a teenager, and I had big aspirations. I wanted to be a fellow, not just a student. Um, and the really exciting thing is walking around here, you feel the history of the place and you feel all of the achievements that have been made here, the scientific results, the insights, and that makes it an exciting place to work. But it's also really thriving now. So there are a lot of experts in my field here and a little bit more broadly, which gives me the opportunity to interact with lots of people. It gives it a really kind of buzzing atmosphere, and it's a great place to work.